What's going on, guys? Is this thing? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about WWE Money in the Bank 2022. I'm a little sluggish tonight. I had a couple of beers, a little too many, and feeling kind of loosey goosey around here. So don't mind my commentary. Just hear the words that are coming out of my mouth, okay? So, my thoughts on this show, how it went down, everything in between. Was it a good show? Was it a bad show? Did it have any substance whatsoever? Well, I'm going to say this. I didn't pay much attention to the entire show. There was some moments in the show that absolutely sucked, but I will say this. It was a decent show. Wasn't bad, wasn't terrible, but hey, honestly, I'm not a WWE guy. If you don't believe me, you can ask Rachel Buck. She knows. She's always trying to convince me about WWE. So, at the end of the day, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button on the video, damn it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'm here weekly, man. So you guys will never miss a thing. Never. When it comes to professional wrestling commentary, for me, your boy World of Wrestling, discussing about everything that's going on from a week to week basis. We cover Impact Wrestling, we cover WWE monthly pay-per-views, even though most of the builds are absolutely fucking terrible. But we do have a decent show here at World of Wrestling. I'm always here to produce AEW top of the pillar in this channel, man. And that's pretty much all I got to say on that. Anyway, let's go to the chat real quick before we get started with the actual complete and utter review of this entire pay-per-view. I'll go over some of the comments made. Rachel Buck says, so it looks like Seth and Cody are not going to be facing each other next year because it looks like Cody might be out a little longer because of what he did inside Hell in a Cell. No, it has nothing to do with that. It was completely torn off the bone. So there was no further damage done. That has nothing to do with it. He's going to be back at the Royal Rumble. Guarantee you winning that thing. So keep an eye out for that in January of 2023. Rachel Buck also says, and I give the show an A+ because it was a great show. It had a title changes and everything. Rachel Buck, you are a WWE mark. Okay? I'm an AEW mark. I do admit to the flaws of AEW and what they do on the shows, but I'll admit it. I'm an AEW mark through and through. You are a WWE mark. And guess what? It was not an A+ show. It was an okay show. It was a B show. Okay? It was a B, an 85 out of 100. That's what I would give this show. So I'm not going to say A+ and agree with you. That was not a great show. There's been a lot of good shows this year in 2022, and this was definitely not one of them. But it wasn't a shit show either. So I'll give them that much credit. Anyway, moving on, we got Adam3817. Yo, it's my favorite wrestling YouTuber. Understands the words that are coming out of your mouth. All right. Taking off from Rush Hour. All right. Okay. Anyway, Adam 3817 says, I personally loved it. And Adam 3817 saying, hey to Rachel and Matt 87 Eagle. Christopher Carter's in the house. Yo, dude, I haven't seen you in a while. And he had to say, well, I was shocked it was B-, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it was. It was not a super duper event or anything like that. But Rachel Buck also is saying, what do you think of Austin Theory becoming Money in the Bank winner? I think it's real simple. I'll explain why. You got Austin Theory losing his fucking United States Championship, and then he goes ahead and he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. How does that make any fucking sense to you people? I mean, honestly, why wouldn't he just retain the United States Championship and actually win the Money in the Bank briefcase in the same night? Be a double owner of two different things. I do not understand how you can 50-50 book your future star in your company. And that's what Austin Theory really is. We all know that. He is definitely a handpicked man by Vincent Kennedy McMahon to be the legitimate front runner of this company in the near future. Plans with him at Money in the Bank. I really do. I think that was absolutely fucking plain and stupid. Adam 3817 says he was happy for Austin Theory. Well, yeah, I'm not mad at the fact that he won. I'm mad at the fact that he lost his US championship in the midst of being planned to pencil in for a fucking champion, a Money in the Bank ladder match. I mean, that made no sense. The guy had he lost a match and he's gonna come into this. What? The fuck out of here, man. Anyway, let me go ahead and read through the other ones. So Adam 3817 did say, not a big fan of Austin Theory at all. I don't like him. Bad choice. Hood ladder match. Bad ending. I mean, I don't have anything against Austin Theory. I think he's an okay performer, but as an actual, star, no, I don't see any. He's not really main event material in my book, but anyway, where the fuck am I? All right, CEO of Berserk. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I missed out on some other things. Adam 3817 says, I hope no more weird comments happen in the chat. No, I haven't gotten anything, thank God. And don't you start, please. CEO of Berserk, I honestly think Theory is getting overpushed. Yes, I totally agree with that. It is overwhelming. He's coming out like he's making it too obvious that backstage that like they're really behind this Austin Theory guy. That's kind of what it looks like to me. And they may give him the same kind of situation that Roman Reigns was dealing with. So that's just my viewpoint on that. But yeah, I see him as like their version of the new Roman Reigns later on in the future. And I wouldn't be surprised they have Austin Theory beat Roman Reigns for the championship, cashing in on him during a last man standing match with Brock Lesnar or some crazy shit like that. But yeah. Adam 3817 says, hey, CEO Berserk. And then Owen Prescott. I believe I pronounced your first name correct. If I didn't, I apologize. He says, hey, World of Wrestling. Hey, sir, how you doing? It seems like you're new to the channel. Hope you're enjoying everything you're hearing coming out of me. But yeah. Anyway, Adam 3817 says, I said hood, sorry, meant to say good. And Adam 3817 also says, what you think about Ronda losing the belt? I think it was good. I liked it. Liv Morgan beating a top name star like Ronda Rousey. Granted, her second return or her second run in WWE, it's not exactly the type of run I've imagined her having. Very boring, very you know, just there's nothing about her that's intriguing anymore like it was back in 2018 2019 run. That was fun stuff. That was like Ronda Rousey in from UFC coming over to WWE type of stuff. Now she just feels like the same generic performer in this company at this point, Not to mention, she's absolutely fucking boring at this point. She is absolutely the worst character on this show. That's why I'm happy Liv Morgan won the match and won the championship on top of it. So a lot of kudos to WWE on that decision right there. So I give them a lot of credit. Adam 3817 also says he was glad for Liv for winning the belt. And Adam 3817 says it was kind of boring. Disagree. I think the first run she had was better than this. There was something about it that I enjoyed a lot more than this. This is just absolutely fire. Ronda, I believe I already answered that question. So I do apologize, but I was at one point not a fan anymore. So yeah, that's how I feel about her. Anyway, CEO of Berserk says they gave Ronda the most boring opponent to face, aka Natalya. I think everyone she's faced this year has been absolutely terrible opponents for her to have to face. I think it's trash what she's been facing. Charlotte Flair and fucking Natalya. Those are her big opponents in this run for a championship on SmackDown. And then ultimately lost the championship to Liv Morgan, which is very fucked up in its own right. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know what else more to say, but I'm just glad Liv Morgan got an opportunity to win. Definitely shut up a lot of people about Liv Morgan. I believe I'm also one of those people that were doubters that they would never put the title on her. And they definitely shut me up too. And I think that's great. I think that's awesome by WWE to actually go about doing something like that. So there you go. Adam 3817. Okay, he retracted his comment. Anyway, Owan Prescott says I thought Theory versus Bobby Lashley was genuinely a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I wouldn't say that, but you're pretty darn close in my book. Mine would be a 4 out of 5 for that match. It was kind of good, but it was not like at the level of where you're putting it. You might have been extremely excited. If that's the case, that's fine. I didn't particularly care for this entire show all that much. I kept looking at my phone, looking at the results for UFC 276. Honestly, guys, if I was refusing to even cover this, I would have done something with UFC and actually reviewed it here on the channel instead of doing this. But this is a wrestling channel. It's not an MMA channel of any kind. So I wasn't going to just throw that on here so I could, bag out on this pay per view. But yeah, this pay per view did not intrigue me all that much. There was some things about it that was surprising. Some decent matches like the Austin Theory Lashley match. The ladder match for the men was good. The women, kind of okay. And then the two women's championship matches were absolutely fucking terrible. Nor did I give a shit about either one of them. So I'll go over that in just a second and give you guys the end results of everything. It's gonna be a short live stream anyway. Um, but anyway, there's not a whole lot of comments being made at this point, except for Adam 3817 says, I'm glad Bianca retained her championship, and I'm glad Bobby Lashley is a US champion. I figured they were gonna go in that direction, but I'm a bit surprised that they decided to go with Austin Theory winning the men's Money in the Bank. Uh, I think that absolutely sucked. I think they should have kept the title on Theory if they were going in that direction, because all he got was a 50-50 booking setup. And at the end of the day, let's be honest, I don't think he's going to even win the world championship possibly. If they go with Austin Theory beating Roman Reigns or those two titles, I swear to you folks, I think I'm gonna blow a gasket. More than likely, man. Holy shit, that would be terrible. Owen Prescott says Theory pulling double duty tonight proves that he's better than even the likes of Adam Cole and Pac. Wow. Really? You're gonna go in that you're gonna you're gonna take shots at Adam Cole and look, Adam Cole has been wrestling with injuries throughout this entire year, performing at a very high level with these injuries. He suffered a concussion while dealing with shoulder problems going into this match, and he got a concussion from Jay White. So don't take shots at Adam Cole, man. That's fucked up, man. And Pac, dude, Pac is one of the most, you know, he's a very fast paced performer in the middle of the ring. He does a lot of good shit in that ring, man. You're going to compare him and Theory? Come on. That's fucked up, dude. Saying he's better than those two? Come on. No, he's not. He's a Vincent Kennedy McMahon house pet. That's what Austin Theory is. He's getting all this. He's gonna get all this publicity. More than likely, he'll win the fucking title. I think that would be probably the biggest upset in the century. Seeing that and that quickly too. Adam 3817 says Austin can't beat Brock or Roman Reigns. Haha, he's gonna lose. Well, if he cashes in on one of them, yeah, I probably will lose. Matt 87 Eagle says these damn WWE marks, I swear to Christ. Hey, I'm not going ahead and, praising the good graces of WWE like they're God themselves. Come on. I don't give a flying fuck about this show. That's why I'm intoxicated watching this shit. And no, not because it was good, because I had several beers in me. But I mean, come on, man. This is a fucking joke, man. WWE being a good show. Are you kidding? Get out of here. What the fuck? All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get into the actual pay-per-view results, all that good stuff, and see what's going on. All right. I'm going to check the results here on UFC. Oh my God. One of my picks just lost in the first round in 2 minutes and 36 seconds by a fucking knockout. Damn it. I do FanDuel and I do FanDuel and DraftKings. And I was doing a bet on that and I fucked myself. I lost. Anyway, let's get into the Money in the Bank review. What the fuck? Come on. All right, Money in the Bank 2022. Let me scroll down here and get to. All right, here we go. Owen Prescott. You can't deny, though, that Theory draws more than most of any company's roster. No, I do not believe that. I think the person that's bringing in the little bit of a larger audience than what they did without Cody is what's helping them get what they need in ratings. Cody Rhodes. People like Cody Rhodes and people want to see him win. So there you go. That's why they're gaining momentum with Raw, having Cody Rhodes part of the show. So that's all there is to it. And they'll probably get a big pop this this Monday. To probably some fans are gonna wonder how, like, what's the direction they're going? Are they really gonna get serious behind Theory and all that kind of stuff? So yeah, WWE's Raw gonna get a small increase in ratings, but honestly, outside of that, I don't think anybody gives a fuck what goes on Raw. It's like what actually Impact Wrestling is better than Raw, which is pretty pathetic and sad in its own right. Anywho, moving on. Adam 3817 says, I'm sorry, Adam 3817 says, what the fuck? I lost my place. Matt 87 Eagle, if I may ask you, do you fear me? Am I the boogeyman? What the fuck? Adam, what the hell are you doing, dude? You creeping out my long-term friend here? What the fuck? Shit. All right. Also, Adam 3817 says, "Laugh out loud. That's not true. Are you a fan of Cody? By the way, yes, I am a fan of Cody Rhodes. I think what Cody did to AEW though was absolutely fucking stupid. I think he would do perfectly fine in AEW, but I have to say that WWE has done an okay job with him in their company since he's joined back. So I got to admit that. But Cody is definitely the one big draw on Raw where people are interested in watching most of the time. The rest of the show, I don't think anybody gives a flying fuck. Matt Riddle might be a draw. I'm not going to say Austin Theory isn't a draw, but I'm just saying that he's not pulling in the numbers that they're getting on account of him. It's more towards Cody Rhodes because he's from another wrestling company. And on top of that, he's one of the best entertainers in today's wrestling. That's all there is to it. So, anyway, Awan Prescott says, what's your opinion on Madcap Moss? I think Madcap Moss, since leaving Happy Corbin, has gotten better and he's very enjoyable to watch. His ring attire, I would say they need to put some detail on that. He seems like he's kind of doing a Dolph Ziggler, Steve Austin cross, you know, uh, crossover type of thing. But yeah, I think that Madcap Moss, since he left Happy Corbin, has been actually more enjoyable to watch and listen to talk on the microphone. But they need to give him some kind of better wrestling attire, number one. Number two, maybe develop some kind of character for him. He's got a lot of charisma. Don't get me wrong. I think he's decent on the mic and he can get you pumped up for a match. They just need to maybe find some kind of style that matches him uh personally, and make his character a little bit more inflated, maybe egotistical in a anti-hero type fashion, if you would say. But yeah, other than that, I think Madcap Moss is a pretty decent performer and a good asset. I think he could provide something in the WWE down the line. Adam 3817 says that he thinks that Cody Rhodes is awesome. Yeah, I agree. I think he is a very awesome performer and, a good entertainer, but I just didn't like what he did with the whole situation with AEW. I think he handled it the wrong way, but hey, it's his business and TK's, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, getting to the very first match of the show, it was actually the women's ladder match for the Money in the Bank briefcase. This match, I would say, um, probably was good, but it just did not attract my interest all that much. Um, the ending, um, the ending of this match was actually very, very surprising with Liv Morgan winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. I actually found that to be very interesting. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was a good match. Um, but I would have to say that there was really nothing to this match that made me jump out of my seat or anything. But the ending result was actually pretty good. I did enjoy seeing Liv Morgan, and I think legitimately she was extremely ecstatic to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, and of course later on cash in on Ronda Rousey to become the women's champion. Now, granted, they could have done a little bit of a build here, but technically, they made a little bit of logic in this. You got Ronda Rousey hurt; she's got a problem with her knee, and she's not in the best of shape after the match she had with Natalya. When she cashes in on the same night she wins it, that makes a little sense because of how banged up Ronda was playing her act. So yeah, I mean, that's good. I don't think that's terrible. I think that's a pretty damn good way of rewarding her for her hard work and work ethic that she's put into this company and what she has to offer, showing that she has something to offer to this company where they can benefit from her. Um, but that's pretty much my feelings on that. So they did good by them by doing that. So or by her, them. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, moving on to the WWE United States Championship match, probably the best match on the entire show. Bobby Lashley defeated Austin Theory for the WWE Universal or WWE United States Championship. Holy shit, I'm just copying what Michael Cole did, only backwards. I'm saying the Universal Championship instead of US Championship. Then fucking Michael Cole made a mistake on the mic, on the commentary booth, saying that whoever wins the Money in the Bank briefcase will win the United States. And then he stopped himself and he meant Universal Championship. I was like, what? You messed that up, you fucking retard. What a joke. Anyway, yeah, this match was a good match. Bobby Lashley wins with a hurt lock and ends up winning the United States Championship. So kudos to both of these guys. And Bobby Lashley gets the W with the championship. I'd have to say that I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars, like I said earlier. Not a bad match. We had the Raw WWE Women's Championship. Bianca Belair defending it against Carmella. This match didn't give a flying fuck. I seriously did. I did not give a flying shitola about this. I didn't. It absolutely fucking blowed. Holy shit, did it suck. And nor did I care. Bianca Belair does win the match. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 stars. Simply because Carmella absolutely blows. Anyway, moving on to the Usos. Jimmy and Jay Uso defending their undisputed, hear this, undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. What was defended? Both championships. Not one, not Raw, not SmackDown, both of them. Yeah, folks, these titles are not going anywhere. They're staying unified as one. Whoever wins them carries both championships without actually having one title. That's what they're doing. Well, it's undisputed, I should say, not unified, because if they were unified, they'd have one world championship under their waistline instead of having 2 titles on both shoulders. So there you go. But at the end of the day, these titles are defended both at the same time. They're not anything else but that. Anyway, this tag team match with the Usos and the Street Profits, I swear to Lord Almighty above us all that if Vince can go ahead and produce a tag team match like this, why the fuck aren't we seeing this every single week? Why don't we have a tag team division? We got all this great stuff that took place between the Street Profits and the Usos for the undisputed championships for the tag titles. And you're going to tell me that you'll put on that kind of match for us, but you can't do that on a week to week basis while having a tag team division. Did you hear the crowd reactions? Because I was listening, I heard what the fans were doing. They were excited throughout this entire match. And let me tell you, it was a good match. Has it happened more than once? More than likely, yeah. I don't know. I don't watch WWE on a consistent basis. But I will say this, folks, they provided a legitimate tag team wrestling match. These two teams worked their fucking asses off and they gave us a hell of a show. This was an awesome match. This would be, I would say, possibly, yeah, actually, I'd say that would be the match of the night. And Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory come in second. So, yeah, this match was fucking awesome, really. It really was, but I'm going to only give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Why, you ask? Oh, real simple, because we probably seen it about 50,000 times. So there you go. Anyway, um, let's go into the chat. There's been some comments made, so I don't want to miss out on any of the comments that are being made as we move along through this entire review. Adam3817 says, World of Wrestling, what's your favorite WWE superstar theme song? I'd have to say Triple H with Motorhead, The Game. That's pretty much my overall favorite song ever made for a professional wrestler. Anyway, Owan Prescott says, I don't support TK's decision to push Brian King, to be honest. You mean Brody King? Yeah, I'm not in any agreement with that decision either. I think that was just done simply because of the fact that he's he's pretty much like, you know, a guy that's being utilized as a way of suffering a loss, even though he had no shot in hell of winning. That was the reason why they gave it to Brody King. This is not anything for Brody King to get excited about. What the fuck? Anyway, what I was trying to say is, um, he's pretty much saying it's something that can someone that can take a loss, and in this situation this is not something for Brody King to get all excited about, outside of the opportunity to really show that he is capable to be placed in a main event opportunity in the future. So that's kind of what the situation technically is for him. It's not anything to cry home about outside of just showing TK that he could be utilized in the main event scene, producing a great match with John Moxley. So that's kind of the thing I see how this is actually being done. And not to mention, the match was planned the next week. So, I mean, it's not like they really what would be the point in giving it to someone who's already built up heavily? I don't see the point in giving them a loss when they don't need something like that. They need to keep getting W's. So there you go. Adam3817 says women ladder match was too short. Actually, it was 16 minutes long. Adam. And he also says, man, Ronda's run this year was disappointment. Didn't make sense at all. Weird how these events turned out. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you on that, Adam3817. Daniel says, hey, what's up, man? Not much, Daniel. Just going ahead and covering everything that happened on this worthless piece of shit pay-per-view, even though, yeah, there was some really good stuff that took place. Anyway, Adam3817 says, I thought it was a fantastic tag match. Yes, I agree with you. It was a good match, probably the match of the night. But at the end of the day, where do they go from here? Probably nowhere. Owan Prescott says, I hate AEW. TK is responsible for many talent being mortally injured. Owen Prescott, you do realize that these guys prefer to do their type of style of wrestling the way it is. They are making this choice. It's not TK's choice. If these guys said, hey, we need to tone it down a little bit so we preserve our bodies so we don't go ahead and get injured so much, TK would honor that. He wouldn't expect them to kill themselves for his fucking company. I mean, come on. But yeah, I understand that you might be upset with the injuries. It's not something you want to see, especially if you really like the company. But thank goodness that TK's got a stack roster so that the guys that do get injured can fit in their shoes and cover it while they're gone. So that's just kind of a situation with AEW. But if you want to hate on AEW, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to hear negative come out of me about AEW, except for, things that I see that are off the wall crazy and need to be fixed. Daniel says, was some matches actually good in this pay-per-view. They should produce tag team matches like they did with Usos and Street Profit more often, but I know they won't, sadly. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I just said that a few moments ago. Probably sent that message while I was saying that. Um, but yeah, it is really sad that you can produce a match like that, but you can't have a tag team division, nor have an actual storyline builds for these tag team divisions to give reason for them to wrestle each other for the tag team titles. So I don't know. Anyway, Adam3817 says, freaking fantastic, awesome, great match, awesome tag team battle. Okay. And Adam3817 did like my pick with time to play the game with Triple H with the Motorhead doing the song. He puts a fire emoji. Oh, yeah. With a cool emoji face. Anyway, Owan Prescott says, wasn't TK kind of responsible for Jeff Hardy's DUI? Are you seriously gonna come in here and say shit like that? He ain't responsible for Jeff Hardy's incident with the fucking drinking and driving. Jeff Hardy's responsible for what he did. Not his brother, not his mother, not his father, not his girlfriend, not anybody. Just him. He was the one alone by himself drinking a fireball at 10:30 in the fucking morning and then decided to take a stroll from Florida all the way back up to North Carolina to do a doctor's appointment that he apparently was running late to get to. And not to mention, he also went ahead and couldn't pass the sobriety test. So let's be honest, guys. This guy Jeff Hardy is trouble. Anyone that invests their time in him are taking a huge risk. If they don't take the risk, then guess what? They wouldn't have had this incident happen, and the Hardy Boys wouldn't have been taken off of television. They would have never been shown to begin with, because they wouldn't have signed Jeff Hardy with his, you know, off the out of the ring antics that he does. And that's what this shit is. It's antics. It's stupid. It's idiotic. You're gonna drink fireballs at 10:30 in the morning and then drive to North Carolina for a doctor's appointment drunk? Come on, man. And especially thinking that that this is you know, this is TK's fault. You're crazy. Come on. Adam3817 says, is Tony Khan a vampire? Or is he God of your house, my brother? Okay, Adam. Well, thank you for putting in the weirdest comment in the chat for this live stream. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's very weird. Anyway, 38 Adam 3817 says Jeff is responsible for the actions of Jeff, not blame others. Don't blame others. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Daniel says I hope Jeff recovers, and Adam agreed with him as well. Yeah, I hope he does recover. I mean, he's already pleading not guilty for this whole situation with full on proof that he was drunk off his ass. They did a breathalyzer test, so they got all the proof to prove that he was driving drunk behind the wheel of a car easily with no problem, and everything else in between. So I don't know what Jeff is trying to accomplish here. I think he might have some serious mental issues for all we know. Let me rephrase that. Mental issues. So he may have those kinds of problems going on in his head at this point in time. We don't know. That's the scary part. I think there is something going wrong with Jeff Hardy, personally. Anyway, yeah, that match with the tag team titles was definitely a high rated tag team, but again, like I said, it's gonna be a 4 out of 5 stars in my book. Ronda Rousey and Natalya for the SmackDown Women's Championship match. This was a piss break and a half. Who gives a shit? Ronda won, obviously, by submission. There was some good chain wrestling submission holds taking place. But Other than that, the rest of the match was pretty dull and boring. But Ronda Rousey won and won by submission. Liv Morgan then cashed in on Ronda Rousey and got the win for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. That's basically what happened there. Then we come about the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was an okay matchup. It was a decent uh Money in the Bank, I have to say, but I was a bit surprised they went with Theory. I thought Seth Rollins was still gonna win, but unfortunately that was not the case. Um This match, oh yeah, Ronda Rousey and Natalya, I'm giving that a 2 out of 5 stars. That was shit. The Liv Morgan match, I'm not even gonna rate that because it wasn't a legitimate match. It was kind of more of like passing the title over to one person to the next. But this match, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was a pretty solid, entertaining Money in the Bank ladder match. But Theory winning, I was a bit shocked by that. I thought that was a little weird that they went with him. But that's pretty much what took place there. So again, 3.5 out of 5 stars for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. That is my viewpoint on the whole entire show in a nutshell. So let me go ahead and look through the other comments that were made as I was, giving you guys the results of this pay-per-view and my rating on each one of them. Anyway, Adam 3817 says, I am one strange individual, but no matter how strange I am, it's nothing compared to what I heard those other people saying on your last stream. Okay. Anyway, Owan Prescott says, what do you think of the allegations against Tony Khan? I have no idea what allegations are against Tony Khan. If you would like to elaborate on that, please go ahead in the chat. Juan Prescott also states that he's not liked by the movement. Not liked by what movement? I'm a little confused here. TK allegations. Let me see what this TK allegations are. Tony Khan allegations. Don't seem like there's anything coming up. Okay. I don't see anything. There's one little thing that's controversial, and it's TK faces social media backlash following controversial race comments. Oh, shit. This was back on January 1st of 2022. Huh. Well, anyway, doesn't really matter. Anyway, Adam 3817 says, what is Tony accused of fighting against unicorns or something? He said racist stuff. Dang, that's bad. I don't know. I mean, this was back in 2000 or early 2022 in January, so of this year. So it wasn't like this was something recent. This has been almost we're heading into January in the next couple of months. So, well, it's July, so I mean, it's about 4 or 5 months away. 6 months away to be exact. But yeah, we're not that far away from next year of 2023. So I mean, that thing's kind of old. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. As you can tell, I'm a little exhausted. I had a little too much to drink, and yeah, this was an okay show. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, this was not a great show. It had some good moments. It had some surprisers, but overall, this was not exactly the best in the world of all pay-per-views of this year. But I will say this, it wasn't bad. It's something if you're kind of bored and you want to go back and watch a quick pay-per-view for like an hour and 30 minutes, go ahead, watch the matches you're interested in, skip the ones you're not. And got like probably like a good hour and 30-minute complete utter show. Um but honestly, are you gonna go back and watch any of this shit? No, probably not. So it was an okay show, nothing to cry home about. Um Adam 3817 says, "Hey, before you go, wait, dude. Okay, what's up?" Go ahead and leave the comment. Remember the Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar Iron Man match in 2003? Yeah, it was in September of 2003. It was on a Smackdown show. What about it? Did you like that match? Yes, I thought that match was pretty damn good, especially with it being on live television for free. You don't normally see that kind of shit and see a title change on a live television show too for the world title. So yeah, that was pretty damn impressive. You loved it? That's terrific, man. I'm glad you enjoyed that match. But yeah, that's pretty much what this show, this pay-per-view, uh this pay-per-view was. I'm sorry, I was distracted by Adam 3817 with his comment there saying, "Did you watch it live?" Cool, man. But I personally think that this pay-per-view was okay. Wasn't nothing to cry home about, but it was all right. I'm not gonna shit all over it, but let's be honest, the build going into it was absolutely terrible. Gave us no hope whatsoever to actually want to tune in and watch it. But anyway, guys, at this time, you know what to do. Hit that like button, smash it with an elbow drop from the top rope, and leave a comment down below. And on top of that, if you're not subscribed to the channel, what the fuck are you waiting for, dude? Hit the subscribe button and follow the fucking channel, all right? Okay, guys. Well, anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. I hope I was kind of entertaining while a little intoxicated on some alcohol. And I had a blast with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Again, if you did, hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. And I will speak to you guys again soon in the near future. I will be doing an Impact Wrestling episode for Thursday's event this past Thursday. But otherwise, we're going to do a live stream on Tuesday night, our normal time at 8:30 for Random Wrestling Talk episode 25. So keep that in mind as well. I appreciate you guys coming in, and I'll speak to you again soon, guys. I'm sorry. Adam 3817 says, "Can't wait for the next stream. Dude, you're awesome. Thanks for putting up with my strange behavior." No problem at all. You're just a guy behind a computer typing weird shit. It's all right. No problem. Just don't be weird around me in my personal space. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, thank you again for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.